You just found the cheat code to an 800 credit score, and most people have no idea this even exists. If you've ever applied for a loan, an apartment, or even a job and felt that gut punch of rejection because of your credit score, this video is exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Because here's what nobody tells you. Your credit score isn't just a number. It's the difference between paying $400 more per month on the same car loan as someone sitting right next to you at the dealership. It's the difference between getting approved or getting ghosted. And right now, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do, step by step, to hit 800. Most people think getting an 800 credit score takes decades. They think it's some slow, painful grind that rewards you only after years of perfect behavior. That's the story banks want you to believe. That's the story that keeps people stuck. But here's what I found out, and it changed everything for me. Your credit score can jump dramatically in as little as 30 to 90 days if you know which levers to pull first. Not years, not decades, months. And the levers aren't complicated. They're just the ones nobody's explaining clearly. I've watched people go from a 580 to a 760 in under 4 months using exactly what I'm about to share with you. I've seen a 43-year-old woman with collections on her account cross 800 in under a year. And I've done it myself. So what I'm going to walk you through today is the exact sequence. The right order, the right moves, the right timing. Because in credit, order matters as much as action. Here's the plan. We're going to start with the one thing that moves your score the fastest and that almost nobody is managing correctly. Then we're going to talk about the silent score killers hiding on your report right now. After that, we go into the strategy that most people only discover after they've already hit 800. And we'll close with the long game, the move that locks in your score so it never falls again.
Let's start with what actually destroys most people's scores without them even realizing it, and that's their credit utilization ratio. Your credit utilization ratio is simply how much of your available credit you're using at any given time. If your credit limit across all your cards is $10,000 and you're carrying a $4,000 balance, your utilization is 40%. And 40% is quietly wrecking your score every single month. Here's how to fix it immediately. Get your utilization below 10%. Not 30%, which is the advice you'll hear everywhere. 10%. People with 800 plus scores average around 6% utilization. So the move is simple. Either pay your balances down aggressively before your statement closing date. Not your due date, your closing date, because that's the number that gets reported to the bureaus. Or call your card issuer and request a credit limit increase without a hard pull. One phone call, one afternoon, and your ratio drops without you spending a single extra dollar. Here's a real example. Imagine you have a $5,000 limit and a $2,200 balance. That's 44% utilization. You request a limit increase to $9,000, and now that same $2,200 balance is only 24%. Your score goes up. You didn't pay anything extra. You just played the math correctly. And here's why this matters in the bigger picture. Utilization is the second biggest factor in your credit score, accounting for 30% of your total FICO number. So if you're ignoring it, you're leaving 30% of your score on the table every single month. That strategy alone can move your score 20 to 50 points. But here's the thing. If you don't couple it with this next one, you're building on a cracked foundation, and everything can come apart. The silent killers on your credit report. Errors, collections, and things that should not be there. Right now, according to the Federal Trade Commission, 1 in 5 Americans has an error on their credit report. 1 in 5. That means there's a 20% chance that something on your report is factually wrong and actively dragging your score down. So here's what you do. Go to annualcreditreport.com. That's the only official free site. And pull your reports from all 3 bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Don't just glance at them. Read every line. Look for accounts you don't recognize, incorrect balances, late payments that were actually on time, and accounts that should have fallen off after 7 years but haven't. When you find an error, and statistically there's a good chance you will, you dispute it directly with the bureau in writing. You send it certified mail. You document everything. The bureau has 30 days to investigate, and if they can't verify the item, they are legally required to remove it.
Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, that's your right. One woman I know had a collection account from a gym she'd already paid. It had been sitting on her Equifax report for 4 years. She disputed it with proof of payment. It was removed in 22 days, and her score went up 67 points. One item removed. 67 points. This matters because payment history is 35% of your score, the single biggest factor. Any negative mark that doesn't belong there is actively costing you every day it sits there. Cleaning your report isn't just maintenance, it's one of the highest return moves you can make. Now that your report is clean and your utilization is optimized, you're ready for the move that separates the 740s from the 800s.
This is the one most people only discover after they've already crossed 800, and they wish someone had told them sooner. It's called credit mix, and it accounts for 10% of your score. But it's not just about having different types of credit, it's about how those accounts interact with your length of credit history, which is another 15% of your score. Together, that's 25% of your total FICO number, and most people are completely ignoring both. Here's the strategy. If you only have credit cards, you're missing the installment loan category. If you only have a car loan, you're missing revolving credit. The bureaus reward diversity because it signals that you can manage different types of debt responsibly. The fastest way to add an installment loan without taking on actual debt is a credit builder loan from a local credit union or an app like Self. You make small monthly payments, sometimes as low as $25 a month. The money goes into a secured savings account that you get back at the end of the term, and the on-time payments get reported to all 3 bureaus every single month. You're essentially paying yourself while building your score. On the length of credit history side, never close your oldest credit card. Ever. Even if you don't use it. Put a small recurring subscription on it, pay it off every month, and let it age. The older that account gets, the better it is for your score. Closing it doesn't erase the history immediately, but it removes it from your average account age calculation, and that can drop your score more than people expect. Think of your credit profile like a resume. A card you've had for 12 years with no issues is your best reference. You don't delete your best reference.
And now the move that locks everything in, the one that makes 800 permanent instead of temporary. Become someone who never lets your score slip again by automating the behavior that got you there. Set up autopay for the minimum balance on every account, not because you'll carry a balance, but so you never accidentally miss a payment. Payment history is 35% of your score, and one 30-day late payment can drop a high score by 90 to 110 points in a single month. One mistake, a year of recovery. Autopay eliminates that risk entirely. Then set a calendar reminder every quarter to check your utilization across all cards and make sure nothing's crept up. Set another reminder every 6 months to pull one of your 3 credit reports and scan for anything new. Rotate through all 3 over the course of a year so you're always monitoring. And here's what happens when you do this consistently. Your score doesn't just stay at 800. It starts to compound. Because lenders start offering you better products, lower interest cards, higher limits, better loan terms. And as those limits go up, your utilization goes down even further. Your score climbs higher, you get offered even better terms. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle that rewards you financially for the rest of your life. If this video helped you, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people, and it takes you 1 second. Subscribe if you want the follow-up video I'm dropping next week. It covers the exact step-by-step redemption strategy to get the most value out of every point you've already earned. You've done the hard part. That video will show you how to cash it all in. I'll see you there.